The Extraordinary Wrestling Association comes to you live tonight from Flair Country. We are inside of the sold-out Spectrum Center in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the NBA's Charlotte Hornets, as we are quickly approaching the XWA's first CPV event of 2019, Madness. And it appears that we are going to begin tonight's festivities with a former champion. And the XWA-niverse, far too familiar with this combination of Requiem for a Dream in conjunction with this contemporary hip-hop beat that is the signature theme song of a man who is formerly the XWA's national champion. This, of course, is Union King. And my wondering here is exactly why it is that he's out here to open up this episode of Takedown. Of course, he was the longest reigning singles champion in XWA history before losing the championship to Ricky Ortega during our ongoing XWA Live World Tour. But he definitely doesn't look like a man who is sulking about the end of a historic title reign. In fact, it looks to me like Union King is even more confident for reasons all his own. Reasons that I'm quite sure he's going to speak to us about here tonight. These fans definitely giving him the business as if he cares. Ever confident in his own skills, Union King doesn't concern himself with the opinions of others. So it would appear that Union King is looking to move, as they say in the UK, from strength to strength. He's got his eyes on the XWA World Heavyweight Championship, and more importantly, Krystian Fenix. But wait a second. Look who is making his way down to the ring right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jackie Jordan Jr., the professional advocate of the still undefeated, undisputed Ethan Ulrich. Triple J just dropped his client's name into the proverbial bucket of the XWA World Heavyweight Championship title picture. And it's no surprise that the reigning champion would come out here and have a few words with these potential challengers. Needless to say, the man on fire has been on fire. You heard Union King run down the list. Krystian Fenix is a man who knows better than anyone that the XWA men's division is a literal shark tank. And with him holding that World Heavyweight Championship, he's the bait. He is the prey. And the only way to stay on top is to stay one step ahead of all of the predators that exist in the XWA. Suffice to say, thus far, Fenix has passed that test with flying colors. The champ appears to be brimming with confidence right now. He is coming off of arguably the biggest victory of his career after all. And King with some heated words about Fenix's lineage, his legacy, the banner that he literally wears on his chest at this very moment. And Jourdain, ever the businessman, wants to seal the deal. We could have our next championship encounter. Wait a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the vice president of the XWA, Tyson Blackheart. Apparently he's got something to say. Wait, what? Are you serious? For those of you who were not around for the E-Fed era of the XWA, the Devil's Playground was the most brutal contest in the XWA's history. It appears to have been resurrected here tonight by Tyson Blackheart as the Iron Asylum. And these three men are about to take part in it when we reach XWA Madness. And it looks like tonight we're going to find out who else will be joining Krystian Fenix, Union King, and Ethan Ulrich in this satanic structure. This is your opening contest for this episode of XWA TakeDown. And making his way to the ring, a man who has been lighting it up, both literally and figuratively, as you can clearly see, in the independent circuit worldwide, including an extensive tour in View Japan Pro Wrestling. He makes his stateside XWA debut tonight, and he goes by the name of Neon Deon Dash. And what more can you say about this young man? He is flashy, he is flamboyant, and in his own words, I made a statement in the Indies, in Europe, and here in the States. I made an impression in View Japan Pro Wrestling, and now here in the XWA, I am going to make an impact. And that is strong words coming from a relative newcomer who the XWA universe is witnessing for the very first time. And boy, let me tell you, they are in for quite a show here tonight. But Deon Dash's first order here in the XWA is not a short one. In fact, he had better have his A game turned on, because the man who he faces is unstable, unhinged, and quite possibly one of the most violent individuals to ever set foot in an XWA ring. And I speak, of course, as you hear the theme song and the oncoming presence of the man who calls himself the God of War, Adrian Aries, a foot soldier of Tyson Blackheart's villainy stable, and as I already stated, one of the most violent men to ever set foot in this company. Who could forget the night at the Strong tournament where he gave the man of miracles, David Faith, a concussion, which led, of course, to the first blood match at Soul Survivor between Aries and Faith. Adrian Aries, of course, was on the losing end of that match, but stitches and blood are right up his alley, and that had better be something that Dash is aware of here in this match. But Dash not one to deviate too far from his game plan, opening things up with a little bit of a Harlem Shake, a native of Harlem, New York, and for the record, that's the original Harlem Shake, not the one that went viral on YouTube. Anyway, they tie up, and Dash with the hammerlock. Aries counters into an armbar, and look at Deon Dash rolling his way out of that predicament. And a little taunt by Dash, and Aries not taking too kindly to it, and delivering a series of right hands in the corner that knocks the Neon Man for a loop. Definitely not a smart idea getting on a man like Adrian Aries' bad side. But here's Dash firing back, striking combination, and a double leg kick in the corner. And Dash follows up with the float over DDT and absorbing the energy of this crowd. Here's Dash with Aries up for a power bomb. Talk about upper body strength right there. A little core strength as he dumps Aries face first onto the top turnbuckle. And a little more shaking, but Aries right back to his feet. And Deon Dash pays dearly for his overconfidence. He just got absolutely mauled, and the mugging continues as Adrian Aries rains down fists onto the face of Neon Deon Dash. Aries now following up with a classic backbreaker. Point of the knee right into the small of a spine. And now what has Aries got planned here? Another old school technique right there. Neck breaker. And the first pin of the night. And Dash gets the shoulder up at the count of 2. Effective offense by Aries, but he's going to have to put a little bit more work in to put his opponent away. And I don't think Adrian Aries has any objection to that whatsoever. This man fetishizes pain, not just giving it but receiving it as well, as he delivers the draping DDT, spiking Dash head first into the mat. At this present moment in time, Deon Dash is dazed and confused as Aries continues his onslaught, backing Dash into the ropes and hanging him off of that top rope with the suplex. Those ropes, they do not give very much. Think of it like getting dumped onto a cable. It's very painful, as is those shots, but Dash looks like he's had enough. And Deon Dash with Aries in the corner. Some kicks and stomps, looking to get himself back into this contest after all the punishment that he received over the past few minutes. What will he do? Whoa, are you kidding? Look at the agility. Leaping onto the face of Adrian Aries, raining down punches and then finishing things off with that European uppercut and then following up with a knee slamming right into the face of the God of War. And now Dash, single arm monkey flip. And just like that, Deon Dash back into this match. Adrian Aries doesn't know where he is, but you can rest assured that Deon Dash knows exactly where Aries is going. Back to the mat. Sit out powerbomb and Dash with the cover. 2. No. 2 count only. Dash with words to the referee. But as always, the officials of the XWA on point with their calls and their counts. They're the best in the business, at least in my opinion. Here's Dash with Aries up to the top rope, looking for some high impact right now. And Deon Dash is feeling it. Up to the top, Deon Dash, Hurricane Rana. Avalanche Hurricane Rana from the top turnbuckle. And Dash is not done, going right back to the high red district. And dropping the guillotine leg drop down onto Adrian Aries. Impressive showing by Dash thus far. Can he put the exclamation point on it? Connects with a move he calls spin to win. Will it get him the win here tonight? No. Adrian Aries gets the shoulder up again. The intestinal fortitude of the XWA roster on full display here. And this is only the opening match still to come, as ordered by the Vice President Tyson Blackheart. We got 2 triple threat matches coming. But here's Deon Dash. Oh! He went high risk, and it did not pay off. Adrian Aries sidestepped a tope suicida and delivers the hammer of Aries onto the floor. That is solid concrete underneath padding, a lot more unforgiving than a typical wrestling canvas. And Deon Dash just ate it face first. He is out. He is out on his feet. And Adrian Aries is completely aware of this fact. And just adding insult to injury here, Deon Dash has just not been the same after getting spiked out on the ringside area. And now, Adrian Aries, like a shark that smells blood. A second hammer of Aries. And oh no, he's not done yet. Aries putting a finishing touch on this with the war pike. That sickening punt kick to the side of his opponent's head. And this is academic from here. 1, 2, 3. Adrian Aries emerges victorious, but not without a fight. As we take a look at the replay here, I thought this was going to be the end for Aries. Spin to win by Deon Dash. But this right here, this moment was the difference maker, as Aries sidestepped a springboard plancha and immediately follows up with the first of two hammers of Aries. Spiking dash, head first into the floor, and then follows it up, finishes it off with the war pike. And Adrian Aries, triumphant in this opening contest. And hold on one moment, it looks as if Aries is asking for a microphone. Apparently he's got something to say here. Hold on a second. He could not be saying what I think he's saying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been exactly 2 years since the night that Riot was ran down in the parking lot at XWA Solstice in a match that was supposed to take place between him and Tyson Blackheart. And for all this time, we did not know who was the wheelman of that attack until now. It was Adrian Aries who was behind the wheel. Oh man, this is a bombshell, a game changer. And Aries making it quite clear that he is far from done. One moment where we're apparently getting some interference in the broadcast feed, and wait a second. I know that neighborhood. And I know about that inconspicuous warehouse in Queens. That's... oh my God. I don't think I could ever be sorry for a man as vile as Adrian Aries. But oh boy, he just signed his own death warrant here tonight. But look at him. He appears to be excited. This is just weird. But coming up next, I want to talk about matches that won't be pretty. It was Hamid Aziz's interference that costed Xander Xavier Luther his opportunity to reclaim the XWA National Championship. They will settle their grievances tonight in what is going to be a heated and probably very ugly grudge match. XWA Takedown continues after this. XWA Takedown continues as we await the arrival into the arena of the self-proclaimed Bala Ayatollah. This, of course, is the man who goes by the name of Prince Hamid Aziz, the newest and latest acquisition to the faction known as World's Finest. Founded and operated, of course, by billionaire Brock Bentley. In Hamid Aziz, you get a man who is as arrogant as he is affluent, as cocky as he is controversial, the son of a billionaire oil magnate from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, who has of course taken into professional wrestling as a hobby. He doesn't need to be here. He just wants to be here to, as he puts it, impose his physical and mental superiority to others who believe that they are on his level but are far below. Certainly not one to endear himself to anyone, but hey, when you're rich, you don't have to have people like you, right? Well, his opponent is most certainly in the category of individuals who don't like him. As a matter of fact, I would go as far as to say that this man right here despises Hamid Aziz and his actions as of late. I of course speak of Double XL, Xander, Xavier, Luther. It was at XWA Ambition that Double XL had a chance to become a two-time XWA National Champion when he faced off against the then champion Union King. It was outside interference on the part of Hamid Aziz that costed him that opportunity and has brought us to this night and this match, a grudge match that Luther demanded, wanting desperately to extract some revenge, as if almost breaking Aziz in half by powerbombing him off into the edge of the executive announce table during the XWA Live World Tour wasn't enough. Clearly not the case, and I can only imagine how badly Double XL wants to get his hands on the Prince. The XWA-niverse clearly in the corner of the native of my hometown, the Boogie Down Bronx. And Double XL will be wanting to make his best impersonation of a Bronx bomber here tonight when he attempts to smack Hamid Aziz clear out of the park, so to speak. Referee calling for the bell. And ever confident and cocky, as I said before, is Hamid Aziz, as Double XL calls him out. Aziz answering the call with a couple of shots right there. And a third, but those blows seem to have had absolutely no effect except maybe to agitate Luther, who just bowls Aziz over with a series of clotheslines and elbows. Not the most technically sound, but when you're as big and powerful as Double XL is, you don't really need to have much technical acumen inside of the squared circle. And Double XL with the rolling neck breaker there. That's probably as technical as you'll ever see him. Of course, the former power lifter, former All-Pro in the NFL, and one of the many students of the infamous School of Hardcore Academy, of which you saw the exterior of not but a few minutes ago, as the king himself, Riot, stood outside, and oh my goodness, the power of Double XL on display there, effortlessly hoisting Aziz into the air with that gorilla press. But getting back to what we saw earlier tonight, Riot answering the challenge of Adrian Aries in a Riot's Rules match to take place at XWA Madness, as we have a standoff outside of the ring And it looks as if Aziz lured Double XL out into treacherous territory. This, of course, being a grudge match, there is no count out, there is no disqualification. And Aziz will look to take every bit of that advantage outside of the ring, where it is a far more dangerous territory than inside of the ropes. And look at Aziz just reveling in it, seeming to have reclaimed the upper hand. But wait a second, just as I say it, Double XL back in control, and now Aziz is probably regretting his tactics as he eats the edge of the barricade. Now Luther whipping Aziz into the corner of the barricade. That can't spell well. Aziz eats a headbutt, and now Double XL has made his way over to the B-Team announce table. Meanwhile, have a look at Aziz back to his feet and looks to cut Double XL off at the pass. And could Xander Xavier Luther be regretting this tactic here? Basically stripping down that announce table, obviously with the intentions of putting his opponent through it. But could he become the victim of his own actions? Wait a second. Luther counters, digging a knee into the gut of Aziz, and now Xander Xavier Luther with Hamid Aziz on the announce table. Are you kidding me? Straight through the wood. And I think it's academic here as well, folks. Luther putting Aziz through the table. And this is a dead man walking right here. But oh no, Double XL appears to be far from done here. And now, back inside of the ring, Xander Xavier Luther with the scoop up power slam. Just adding, would you call it insult to injury, or just more injury to injury? Luther with the signature spear. And once again, feeding off of this crowd. This has been a one-sided beatdown from the opening bell. And mercifully, it looks as if Luther is about to put Aziz. Wait a second. Look at the ramp. Look at the ramp. Is that who I think it is? Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Abu Hassan, and he just leveled Double XL. For those of you who are new to the XWA, Abu Hassan is the longtime confidant and personal bodyguard of Aziz. He was ordered to return back to Saudi Arabia by Hamid's father 2 years ago, but it appears that he has returned stateside and is picking right up where he left off, watching the back of the prince. I don't know the details of how it is that he is back here in the United States, but it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter here is that Abu Hassan has just bailed Hamid Aziz out, and now the prince is about to pick up the scraps. Arabian Nightmare. And Aziz with the cover. 2, 3. Outside interference and blindside tactics. Yeah, Aziz is a perfect fit for World's Finest. As we look at the replay, this match was a one-sided beatdown. Double XL was beating Aziz from pillar to post until Abu Hassan interjects, lays Luther out, and gives Aziz the opportunity to pick up the pinfall victory off of the Arabian Nightmare. The damage had already been done, and the opportunity for payback for Xander Xavier Luther was short-lived thanks to the Prince's big backup as they celebrate this victory in controversial fashion. But you have to believe that this issue is far from done. For Double XL, getting to the Prince just got a whole lot tougher. Coming up next, the first of 2 triple threat matches, as we will find out who Tyson Blackheart has selected to take part in the Iron Asylum match at XWA Madness. We've got no idea who his picks are, but we will when XWA TakeDown returns. XWA TakeDown continues, and right about now we are about to be introduced to Tyson Blackheart's 3 selections to take part in the Iron Asylum match at XWA Madness for the World Heavyweight Championship. And anyone who is familiar with the XWA knows of this young man, the original Young Lion, the pride of Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, Jesse Risen, the first pupil and protege of the last Lion himself, Magnus von Schwartz, and current team captain of Lion's Pride, which of course also includes Aurora Cellini and Rob Cosmos. To my knowledge, Magnus is currently scouting the world for a new recruit, if you can believe. There is a distinctive possibility that when he returns, one of his cubs may very well be the champion of the world. But of course, he will have to endure the Iron Asylum match itself, the most brutal and unforgiving contest the XWA has to offer. And joining him inside of Satan's structure itself will be the Dragon Warrior, it would seem. This, of course, the one and only masked marvel known as Aki-san. Of course, representing the Shoguns, which we know now, his 2 compatriots in the form of Drake Manning and the newly remasked Apollo Vega will also be at XWA Madness, facing off against Katana for the tag team titles. So there's a distinct possibility there that by the end of that night, the Shoguns could be in possession of 3 XWA Championship title belts. To call that a power move would be an understatement. And now we await for the arrival of the 3rd principal in this match, and the 6th man who will be stepping foot in the Iron Asylum. And this music is definitely not familiar to me. Could we be seeing a brand new talent getting a shot at the championship? No, wait a second. Hold on, wait 1 second. No, we aren't going to be seeing a new competitor. We're going to be seeing an old one. Ladies and gentlemen, the R-Star, Robbie Silk, has returned to XWA action. The last time we saw this man was the night that he and his, I guess, former tag team partner, as it were, Cyrus the Entertainer, lost the XWA Tag Team Championship to Katana in the form of Duke Morrow and Tane Tua. He has been gone ever since, and suffice to say, he's gone through some changes. He looks to be in the best physical shape of his life, but I don't know. There seems to be something different about this man's aura. He appears to be a whole lot more smug than he was when we last saw him, and that's saying something considering the fact that Robbie Silk has been one of the most consistently flamboyant superstars in XWA history. And certainly making no bones about taking his time getting involved in this match. Definitely a smart move on the part of Silk, stepping out of the ring, letting his opponents do damage to each other, and taking advantage afterwards. Beautiful falling gourd buster there on Aki-san, but look at Aki-san, just as quick as a hiccup, as the great Jim Ross would say. Tremendous athletic ability. There you see back-to-back drop kicks. All three of these men are among the quickest and most agile competitors in the XWA. Considering the fact that the champion Krystian Fenix is also cut from the same cloth, this Iron Asylum match has the makings of being one of the most exciting, if not brutal, contests. Hold up. Aki-san attempting a pin. Smart move there with Jesse Risen out of the equation temporarily. But yeah, as I said, this is going to be a very exciting, if not brutal, match with these four men in the ring against each other. Offset by the technical acumen and submission prowess of Union King, and of course, the power and brute force of Ethan Ulrich. One of these six men will walk out of Madness the world's heavyweight champion, as now Aki-san is out cold, or out, trying to regroup outside of the ring. Meanwhile, inside, Silk undercutting Risen. And now Aki-san back into this match, and one step ahead is Silk. And there we see Risen with the gut buster and taking advantage of the arrogance, the cockiness of Robbie Silk, who is trying to psych himself up. Eats a suplex, and now Aki-san will eat a suplex, and then another one, and a third Chimeraplex with a bridge. Signature Lion's Pride on the multiple suplexes. And Risen was trying to, I assume, finish Aki-san off, but Robbie Silk cuts him off at the pass to the ropes, and a knee right to the face of the young lion. And a Shiranui by the Dragon Warrior. Only gets a 2 count, however. But Aki-san is not done here. Oh my goodness! The Dragon Whip. The newest weapon in Aki-san's arsenal, and it's enough to put Silk down. But he is unable to capitalize. Cut off at the pass by Risen, who goes for the cover. Trying to take advantage of the situation. And this is the exact same type of scenario that can take place inside of the Iron Asylum match, where someone else can benefit from your work. Risen attempting another pinfall after that suplex, but nothing doing. And now, Aki-san with the reverse Hurricane Rana immediately follows with a running calf kick and takes Silk out. But a double leg takedown by Risen. Quickly goes for another pinfall. Risen trying to put this match away as fast as possible here. And he just might do it if he pulls this one off. Jesse Risen. Sling Blade. Sling Blade on Aki-san and another cover. Hooking the leg, but only a count of 2. And just like that, out of nowhere, here comes Robbie Silk. Argentine facebuster, and down goes Risen. And Aki-san is soon to follow. Knee right to the temple. That one is definitely a new trick in the playbook of the R-Star. You can see the words "bad boy" emblazoned on his tights. That can certainly give you the indication that he has ill intentions here against his opponents. But cut off at the pass by Aki-san. How is he able to withstand that knee is anyone's guess. But he appears to be, well, okay, maybe not. Aki appears to be feeling the effects of that strike now as he's dazed and confused in the corner. Meanwhile, Jesse rising with Silk. German. Dragon. And then finishing off the Chimeraplex with the bridge. And Jesse Rising prevails. As we look at some of the highlights from this match, definitely a perfect tune-up for the environment that these three will be entering when they step inside of the Iron Asylum. You're definitely going to have eyes in the back of your head. Here we see Aki-san hitting the Dragon Whip after the Shiranui. And here, Robbie Silk nails Aki-san with a shot that took him completely out of the equation in the final moments of the match, where Jesse Rising was able to capitalize and connect with a Chimeraplex, bridging it into a 1-2-3. And if Rising can pull that off at XWA Madness, he will be the new World Heavyweight Champion. But of course, he's got three more individuals that he will have to take account for. And those three men will be taking part in a triple threat match of their own in just a few moments. The former national champion Union King, the undefeated Ethan Ulrich, and the reigning champion of the world, Krystian Fenix. Who will leave with the momentum in their favor? We'll find out next. The Extraordinary Wrestling Association, 2K Games, and Fine-Tuned Gaming present XWA Madness from the sold-out Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 4 teams, 2 belts. The XWA Diamond Tag Championships will be up for grabs in a tag team tornado match full of old grudges and new challengers. The defending champions, Jamie Fury and Tadako Togo, will face off against the team of Jersey Red and Chanel, Team United, America Weston and Avalon Smith, and Les Canadiens, Esther Laurent and Jillian Prede. The XWA Pearl Championship will be on the line in a match between two of the toughest women in all of pro wrestling. The Huntress, Abigail Rooker, steps into the ring with the unstable headhunter, vindictive Loretta Vendetta. The last time the Shoguns faced Katana, they came up short in winning the XWA Tag Team titles. This time, Drake Manning joins forces with a different masked marvel in the form of the reinvigorated Apollo Vega as they take on the reigning champions Duke Morrow and Tane Tua. The Diamond Doll, Isis Diamante, believes now is her time to build a new empire. But first she has to take the XWA Diamond Championship from the Hellcat Haley Jonas. With no love lost between these bitter enemies, who will survive this encounter? Adrian Aries has revealed that he was the one behind the hit and run that took out Riot. He made it clear that he wants the king and he wants the crown. Riot will grant the God of War his wish under Riot's rules. Once more, unto the breach.
And in the main event, the Iron Asylum. Aki-san, Robbie Silk, Jesse Rising, Union King, Ethan Ulrich, and defending champion Krystian Fenix will step into this hellscape of iron, steel, and chain, with the last man standing walking away with the XWA World Heavyweight Championship.
The stage has been set for the XWA's next pay-per-view event, Madness. All that's left now is one final order of business. A triple threat match between the remaining three principals of the Iron Asylum match for the XWA's World Heavyweight Championship. And first approaching the ring, the former XWA National Champion, representing World's Finest, of course, this is Union King. And when he lost the National Championship on the Live World Tour to Ricky Ortega, so ended the longest single title reign amongst any male competitor in the history of the Extraordinary Wrestling Association. But you heard it from the words of Union King himself earlier tonight. He did not see it as the end, but rather the beginning, a new beginning, a new chapter in his career where he now aims to win the big one, the World Heavyweight Championship. And despite Union King's smug demeanor, his cockiness, his arrogance, there in that ring stands one of the best pure wrestlers in the entire world. And also one of the craftiest. By hook or crook, he held that national championship longer than any man who has ever held it. Could that be the same case with the World Heavyweight title? We'll have to see if he can somehow manage to wrestle the championship away from 5 other men. More specifically, the next man making his way to the ring, the man who holds the crown of the Golden Throne, the man on fire. And for Krystian Fenix, what a storied title reign it has been thus far, ending the undefeated reign of the God King Orion, surviving the onslaught of Kevin Lassiter and billionaire Brock Bentley, and even defeating the legendary Victory Musashi to walk into this match still the reigning champion. But his next challenge is without question the biggest he will face in his career. And speaking of big challenges, this man right here has been the talk of the wrestling world for months. Only 23 years of age, and still yet to taste defeat in the XWA, in professional wrestling as a whole. A man certainly befitting of his moniker of Undisputed. This, of course, is Ethan Ulrich, who could cement his legacy at XWA Madness if he can walk out of the Iron Asylum with the World Heavyweight Championship. But as I said, with a couple of the other competitors that will be partaking in this battle, they have to survive. This is not a matter of victory. It is a matter of survival. The Iron Asylum is the most brutal, the most painful, the most dangerous match in the XWA. And one moment, I've just received word from the office of the Vice President, Tyson Blackheart, that there will be no order picking in the Iron Asylum match until the Night of Madness itself. Well, that's a interesting scenario right there. Nobody is even going to know what order they go into the match until the Iron Asylum match is about to begin. That just created an entirely new dynamic in this match. We could see Krystian Fenix go into the match at number 1 and have to actually survive literally all other 5 competitors to even win the match. Or even worse, Ethan Ulrich, undefeated Ethan Ulrich, could come out as number 6. He could be the fresh man and literally stroll his way to the XWA World Heavyweight Championship, because no doubt this is going to be a war, and all 6 participants, well, 5 of them anyway, could very well tear each other apart before that 6th man even steps into the ring. And Union King right there, uncharacteristically to the top rope, pays off, however, but you're not going to match power with Ethan Ulrich, who tries to steal one, tries to take advantage of the situation the same way we saw take place in our previous match. And look at that, he just ate a knee strike. He ate a Muay Thai knee and is still standing on his feet. Is Ethan Ulrich. Wow. But Fenix one step ahead, able to maneuver his way to getting Ethan Ulrich off of his feet. And yeah, this would be a very, very smart strategy on the part of both Fenix and King to focus their attention on Ethan Ulrich and try to wear him down. Because by themselves, I don't think they can outpower him. I don't think anybody can outpower Ethan Ulrich at this point. This man is just absolutely unstoppable. And look at how he just effortlessly waylays both of these 2 men. We're talking about the longest single reigning champion of all time and the reigning world heavyweight champion. Ulrich was ragdolling them, and here comes Fenix out of nowhere. Twist of fate. Could that be enough? No. The referee barely counted 1. Are you kidding me? Ulrich is down, but he is not out. Well, Fenix is going to try again here. And is it going to pay off this time? Fenix smasher. And Fenix hurts the leg. This could be it. No. 2 count only. Krystian Fenix literally throwing everything in the book at Ulrich, but look at Union King catching Fenix out of midair. And now, Union King going to what brought him to the dance. Wearing Fenix out with those holds, those working holds, the small joint manipulation, and of course, precision technical ability. Beautiful suplex off of the turnbuckles, into the turnbuckles. Fenix is out, and oh God, Union King just may very well follow. Back first into the apron with that power bomb. And wait a second, Union King. My goodness, how is he even able to fight back after that? Union King subduing Ethan Ulrich, at least for the moment. A shot of adrenaline through the veins of Union King. I've said it on several occasions. When you take a big shot, one of 2 things is going to happen. As Fenix goes for the pinfall there, only a 1 count. You're either going to fold or you're going to stand up and rise to the occasion. We will see what the case will be as this match rolls on as right now Union King trying to regain his focus, trying to shake off the cobwebs. Meanwhile, Krystian Fenix appears to have gained the upper hand on Ethan Ulrich. But no, cut off at the pass by King. Looking for an order of payback here. Top turnbuckle. Double underhooks. And Krystian Fenix down with an avalanche butterfly suplex. Union King trying now to work as fast as possible and hooking the leg of Ulrich. Only a 2 count, however. Still unable to put Ethan Ulrich away. No man has been able to do that thus far. And right now, Union King, the man in control, both of his opponents. Outside of the ring, Union King looked like he was about to give chase. But a lapse in judgment right there. Uncharacteristic tactical error by Union King. He eats a big boot. Ulrich eats a modified neck breaker. And Krystian Fenix almost stole this one. But the match continues. Fenix now with Union King and delivers the Phoenix Smasher on him. Cover. Another pinfall attempt and another kick out. And now Ulrich sneaking behind Krystian Fenix and delivers that wheelbarrow German suplex. And now Ethan Ulrich delivers the Hellraiser on the champion. And no, he's not done yet. Undisputed truth. And he's not done yet. Ethan Ulrich just simply wants to administer as much punishment as possible. But look at Fenix, he just popped right back up. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? And Union King with the power bomb into it looked like he was trying to go for a Boston Crab after that power bomb, and King just cut the momentum of both of his opponents. There goes the craftiness that I spoke to you about before this match began. But here's Ethan Ulrich. He is just inhuman. Hellraiser on Union King. And Ulrich goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. Krystian Fenix at the absolute last nanosecond breaks the pinfall up. What a match. What a match. And now Fenix with Ulrich again perched in the second turnbuckle. And for the second time in this match, he eats a double leg front drop kick. And Fenix looking to take advantage again, but unable to secure the pinfall on Union King. But look at King fighting back. Elbow to the gut. Look for a vertical suplex. But Krystian Fenix counters into what looked like the modified version of a Kai Crusher. And look at Fenix here. The champ slapping on a Muda Lockin'. And he just made Union King tap out. Krystian Fenix wins the match. He just made Union King tap with a Muda Lockin'. And clearly Ethan Ulrich unhappy with the result of this match. And he's just going on an absolute rampage here. Power bomb to Union King. Make it 2. Make it a triple. Ethan Ulrich absolutely brutalizing his opponents here. And an undisputed truth to Union King, but Fenix back on his feet. And a Fenix smasher to Ulrich. The champ standing tall. Could this be what we see at XWA Madness? But Fenix is not done yet. Wait a second. Boot to the gut by Ulrich, and Ulrich delivers the undisputed truth on Fenix. He just laid the champ out. King slowly back to his feet, but Ulrich again. Another one. Ethan Ulrich is on a warpath. Could this be what we see at the end of Madness? Could Ulrich stand tall as the new heavyweight champion of the world?